independent journalist who exposed largely the Minnesota Somali scandals, those ones there that seemed to have split us a bit, but most people could see it for what it was. And I was very happy that despite all the nonsense, we knew the corruption was there. So this is now on the homeless situation in this California, this particular place called Skidrow. So let's find out how the richest state in the US got to this. Actually, this is the sixth or seventh richest country. California, if it was a country, it would be about the sixth or seventh richest. So how did they get here? So you seeing this here, they have like 10 cities. Like people have just put up tents on the side of the road and they live there. Anyway, let's watch what this Nick Charlie report got to say.
This is not a refugee camp, and it is not a war zone. This is downtown Los Angeles, and you're looking at Skid Row, the most densely populated homeless area in all of America. Crammed into an area smaller than half a square mile are over 4,500 people living on the streets inside tents. That's more than 40 people per block, surviving and some even fiending for the next hit just to stay alive. To put it in perspective, Skid Row has more people per square mile than the entire city of Washington, D.C., and every single one of them are homeless. In this video, I'm walking you through the streets of Skid Row.
You're seeing there, they're just kids also. It's just like our streets here, like our homeless.
One of them are homeless. In this video, I'm walking you through the streets of Skid Row. You'll see the conditions up close and personal as I speak with the people living on these streets and giving you guys an in-depth look as to how this has happened and how it continues to happen in one of the richest cities in America. Now it's time for us to hit the streets of Skid Row, and I'm meeting up with a local by the name of Tommy Tomato to give us an inside look into Skid Row. We're gonna hop in the car right now, and then we're gonna get out of the car and we're gonna go talk to people around here in Skid Row.
They're just waking up this morning, so I think they'll be in good spirits right now.
Awesome, let's hop in the car and we're gonna drive around and we're gonna see what it's like before we get out on the streets. So here on Skid Row, when did this all start happening? About back in the 80s, or has this been kind of recently in these past couple years?
Well, Skid Row's always been here for a long time, since about like the 70s, 80s. But now that they've actually expanded and have more homelessness, so they've actually...
So it seems like to be a place where people, homelessness and drug use is the thing. It's rampant. It's the place that if you are a druggie, you go there basically, then you leave.
Past Skid Row, and you know they still call it Skid Row. It's just other sections as well. Newsom, he's been governor for a while and he's been in politics for a long time. He's been trying to do this for 16 years, 17 years, fight homelessness, and he hasn't done anything with it except for spend an exuberant amount of money.
Since Gavin Newsom has been governor of California, over $24 billion has gone unaccounted for. That was...
If you spend $24 billion on anything, the problem should be solved. That's my take on it.
Supposed to go to fighting the homeless crisis, and just recently, LA failed to pass another audit for $2.3 billion that went missing. Some weird things are happening in California, especially when the governor...
So this is why I was telling you about this NGO economy. Now, you see, like a state like California or even a country like Kenya will put a certain amount of money into such things like homelessness and whatnot. But how does that money come out of the government to purportedly these people? What they do, they form NGOs and they call non-governmental, blah, blah, blah. So they formed the NGOs, and the NGOs set up and they're given the money. So on this particular, if you are giving people food, so the government is buying these people food. So they give the NGOs the money to buy the food, and that's where the corruption begins. Because more often than not, they'll always buy less food. They'll always not address everybody's problem. They just do enough to be around. Just enough. Enough that people will come. Then I hear there's also drugs. They give them free drugs and how to dispense syringes. What I saw this a few years back. I couldn't believe it. They were actually giving these drug addicts drugs and the syringes and everything to use drugs and stay there. So they're not solving the problem. What they're doing, they exacerbate, but just kind of the balance is, it doesn't become too much, then become too little that the NGOs are closed down. So it's between just let enough people be there who need us, but then they're pumping billions of dollars into these NGOs. That's now how the scam goes. So it will never, the problem will never be solved because these NGOs will lose the money because now the money is coming from taxpayer, the deepest pockets in any country. So is it becoming clearer to you? Even now locally here, it's the same thing.
Gavin Newsom somehow just bought a $9 million mansion in...
Except, of course, as government doesn't really pay out money like that. That money for NGOs, kuna mtu anachukua tayari. Some politician will take it. So that's how it is.
The Bay Area.
Most of the people right here, they're all doing drugs. You know, they're
Yes.
getting their packs ready. You know, buying things and selling things that, you know, they steal or...
So, like, look right here. We have a whole entire setup.
Look,
And people got
tables.
chairs outside, tables.
Like, they're expecting company. You know, they got their own outhouse that the city comes and cleans up. So it's a dangerous job for them, too, because they're cleaning up disease, you know, bathrooms, needles.
So, look, they're putting out a fire here. Literally, this is just on the street of LA. There's a huge fire going on. And what could be inside of this fire? Do you think it's...
In Nairobi city, do we have any streets that look like this? We used to back in the day when you go like downtown where people take a shit. There's places actually like when you go towards what's this Gikomba area. There's places where there's a lot of this drug use. There's little Lagos. There's places. So this is the equivalent of those places. But you know, if you come where we have this. The upper side where streets are big like this, and you can't really get this.
Just clothes, or you think it could be...
It's trash, it's clothes, it's their personal possessions. It could be drugs, needles, feces. It could be so many different things that are just going in the air, getting everybody sick. If that wasn't there, it wouldn't be on fire. You know, and it's just a lot of funds for them to come and put this out. And
So
make
you're
sure,
seeing the services are there, they've come to, you know.
you know, people are safe.
Helicopters coming around.
Yeah, helicopters, like...
There could be literally anything inside that fire. The fumes could be... We could be breathing very toxic fumes of drugs, fentanyl, anything like that.
All types of stuff is in there for sure. I mean, they should be out saving lives, not saving a fire on a street corner at 11 in the morning. You know, it's not right.
How long have you been living here on Skid Row for?
June 28 will be 2 years.
You've been out here for 2 years now. What keeps you here on Skid Row?
Basically, primarily, I can't afford to pay rent somewhere.
We're on 4th Street right now. We're about to hop over.
This is the thing. There's free housing. There's where these people can go housing, but they prefer to live on the street because they don't want any responsibility. Just take your drugs, hang out. That's their main thing. So you can't really like talk these people out of this. You have to force them out. And you see, when you're told to force them out, you start being, oh, that's mean, but leaving them on the streets, living like rats is not.
To 5th Street, over to the heart of Skid Row. Is there anything we need to be careful about?
A lot of the rotten old food that they feed us out here, they really do that to try to kill us. They ain't really trying to help us.
Now, I have a friend who lives in LA who, the Omera guy, when he's coming up, we're going to be doing live streams. He'll take us through this Skid Row live so that you guys see that this is not just like a report. So a lot of this also that's why I wanted him there. So when he'll be coming in, he'll be doing live streams. So you'll see a lot of this, how Americans live, good and bad. So I just started with this because I thought it was interesting that it's actually a third world situation there in the first world.
Anything that's 3 months out of date, you shouldn't be serving to
By
nobody.
the way, we don't really have like a huge part of the city like this that's just for druggies. Like where there are like 4,000 people, just drugs. We don't.
So they're serving you guys expired food
It's
out
an
here?
affordability
I
thing.
swear to God, and I'm Catholic, we don't believe in swearing. I swear to God.
Shut up. Dude, shut up. He's not totally lost, but, you know, he's
Out of it.
And why do you think they're giving you guys expired food?
Part of the big plan. I really believe that's part of the big plan.
What's the big plan?
Well, the big plan is population reduction, you know? And the homeless is one of the first ones they believe that should go. We're like in the way.
So they're giving out this food, and right here you can see the water that's built up, and it's completely brown.
And while we were walking with this man by the name of Norman, I noticed a group of migrants that had children that were living on the streets here on Skid Row.
¿Ustedes son de Colombia?
Sí, somos colombianos, nos gusta la música.
¿Y a cuánto tiempo ustedes llevan aquí en los Estados Unidos?
Llevo 2 años.
Cuando ustedes vinieron aquí a los Estados Unidos.
So a lot of the people also now are illegal immigrants. they come live on the streets because there they can also receive the government not subsidies, the government funds and food and whatnot. But also because others I've seen in others, they work and live in just normal. So probably this was also druggies. So, but the problem, they have their kids there. So like, it is what it is.
¿Has pensado que iba a llegar aquí a este punto a vivir aquí en esta calle?
No, pensábamos que iba a ser una vida diferente.
O sea, vinimos a cambiar la vida.
Ajá.
Pensaba que íbamos a cambiar nuestras vidas, no íbamos a estar así como perros, no es como estamos como perros. Porque no somos...
No, if you came to that country, you live like animals, go back to your country. Like, such a guy should be slapped. Like, you have no right to move to another country to get a better life. It's not your right. You can request them nicely. Like, that's why I hate such men. Like, you've destroyed your country or you didn't do enough. Now you transported your kids to live on a drug-infested street in America. You're useless. Bure kabisa. You'll find such a guy sold his land there in Colombia to come here. Well, Colombia is a drug state, but that's your fault too. You let it be that. When America is trying to come do this, these people are bad, racism. It doesn't matter. You can't really change these people. The thing, what you can do is keep them away from you as far as possible to reduce their impact on your daily life. That's just the way it is. Most people don't, or I don't care. Everywhere we are being forced to accept a lot of stupid people, criminals, whores, those are the people that we must care about, not the people who are doing the right thing or trying to do the right thing. Let's go to the degenerates and spend all the money there. No.
Animales, somos seres humanos. Pero, coño, mira los niños, tenemos los niños aquí, ¿ves?
Go back to your home.
So here on Skidrow, we got migrants that came here from Colombia, and there's little kids here, and they live inside this tent. I imagine they didn't expect their life to be like this when they crossed over the border. ¿Ustedes pensaban que cuando cruzaron por la frontera, eso iba a ser la vida?
No.
No. Y Dylan, ¿te gusta vivir aquí en los Estados Unidos?
No.
No. Yeah, entonces ustedes pasaron por mucho para llegar aquí a los Estados Unidos,
claro.
Y ahora está viviendo en carpas aquí en uno de los más peligrosos lugares en todo el mundo.
¿Sí?
¿Y tu calidad de vida está mejor aquí que fue allí en Colombia?
En Colombia estoy 1000 veces mejor.
I told you the guy is a moron. He had it better in Colombia.
En Colombia.
And as I was talking to the migrants from Colombia, a group of non-profit workers that saw me videotaping the expired
The parasites have come.
food
Yes,
they're
the
handing out to
NGOs I was
homeless
telling
people
you
came and
about.
tracked me down, and they started getting a big argument with us over me videotaping
And it's always the women. Yes, I told you the Karens. I told you.
expired food, and just listen to what they had to say.
Like, why am I getting in trouble for talking to these people? Why are you guys getting mad at me?
Because you guys are just like trying to find what's wrong with what.
You're seeing this whole place. You think there's nothing wrong. Everything here is wrong, bitch. Like, what is wrong with these people? It's always an emotional appeal to run away from actually what we are seeing right before us. They're trying to, you're trying to find. No, it doesn't need to do anything. You just need to put up his camera like this, and everything before him was a story.
Yeah.
It's because these are the people who are being paid by the government, and so they'll continue to do this. And they always front these stupid Karens. They always front these arrogant people who don't have real skills, don't have any real talents, can't do any business. They're just here to distribute government money and eat most of it and live well. Do you remember the Black Lives Matter nonsense that you guys were pulled into? Same nonsense.
Instead of like, hey, it would be great if people
You're being
donated.
pushed to support some bullshit just because of emotions, but you refuse to look at the reality of it.
Stuff that wasn't used and was brand new, that would be great. So instead of you guys promoting the charities that are actually trying to help,
Why they're calling them charities? They're NGOs. Why do they have to promote them? You're getting billions of dollars from the government. You see, they're just parasites. Just, why don't you give us yours also? So you give us good people who have been unable to solve this problem for decades. Like, it's not even like there's no life where people who have been unable to solve a problem are always given jobs, except in politics and this activist nonsense. Like the way you guys now running, Sifuna Babu will save us. They're in government. Why are they not saved you yet? Why have they not built factories and manufacturing in your locations?
We're just showing what's going on, and we're talking to people. If you guys want to get mad at us for filming, go ahead.
She was asking if your guys' food was expired or not.
That we passed out, those 15 maybe were expired, and we left them there because there's no trash can to put it.
Tom.
There's no trash can, so we just left them there. Really?
So we're just talking to people, and we're talking to people, and then we get a group of nonprofit people. They're trying to make a difference in what they're doing, but they get mad at us for in our.
No, they are not trying to make a difference. They're trying to make money, and then they use that as political leverage. I know this guy I think he's just trying to be nice about it, but I'm not. I don't care. They're just parasites like our local activists and NGOs. Yeah, they will cannibalize your suffering for their own well-being. You will be fed rhetoric, you'll send your sons, you'll send yourself to the streets to be abused by police and thugs so they can scream, now look, they've killed our youth. They sent them to the street to be killed. Ruto did not get in power by accident. You voted for him. You don't get to shout about, you don't get to have bias remorse and decide you're going to destroy the city because you have bias remorse. You wait for the next round to remove him. You can do your Sifuna Babu things, whatever. That's the way it's done. You don't just now you decided, when are we going to protest again? Shut up. Let me warn you guys. Let me warn you guys, especially you Gen Z young guys. Next time you hear you're being called to the streets to go protest, do not go. It's not for your well-being. You've already been manipulated. They're using, you have bad government, corruption. Yes. You're part of it. You're the guys who voted for the current government. You're the guys supporting the current people. So do not start talking like, no. If you want to go to the street, go knowing you might be the receiving end of more violence. I will not cry for you. I will not hashtag. You've been warned. Just like I warned you about Ruto, you've been warned. But you didn't listen. You're too arrogant. You think you know. Do what you want. Cry later. Who cares? I'll continue with my life. I'll do my life. I will absolutely use you as content. Yeah.
Exactly, and what they're doing too is they're assuming. They're like, don't put the camera in the field. No, we ask permission first and make sure that it's okay if they want to speak on the camera before we actually do that. So the kid that you guys were looking at, she said those aren't even the parents. So I said, so who's the parents of the kid? They're like, well, we don't know. And I said, well, then there's a traffic.
So the people they are talking to, those immigrants, not even their kids. So they're trafficking kids.
Trafficking issue, you know,
it's
and now when the camera came, they're like, oh no, it's not a trafficking issue. That's not what we said. 2 seconds ago, the lady just said there's a trafficking issue down here, that kid is not belong to them.
Is there a lot of human trafficking and like child trafficking that goes on here in this part of the area?
There's no telling what the fuck are doing.
We actually did confront them about the expired food, and she said, well, there's thousands of food, and maybe 15 of those are expired. How do we know that only 15 of them are expired if there's mixed in with the 1,000?
Exactly. They don't know. And primarily, I'm glad.
Can I tell you, a lot of these people, they'll do deals with some suppliers. So those suppliers, because they know it's government money, whatever, they will not give you the best quality. They'll give you whatever is about to get spoiled. They'll do that. Most people who don't understand how these things work think, they were just, it was a mistake. Tell me if there's a restaurant that makes a mistake and puts 15 meals that are spoiled. Will that restaurant survive? No, they shouldn't.
She told you that, and I'm glad she refused to give me some food.
Yeah,
but more
look,
likely,
old
it was
men
expired
on the
anyway.
street.
That's some bullshit, man.
What are the most people consuming out here on Skid Row? What kind of drugs are they taking in?
All of them. I'm so scared that I might have a friend that used that fentanyl. I'm so scared because they're giving it to anybody, you know.
Do you think this is all planned, or how do you think
that fentanyl is cleaning up people? Because it's you've seen those zombies where people are just like they've taken some drugs, they're just hanging, they're just like bent over, hanging, standing, sitting. It's just the zombies everywhere.
they stop all this?
Stop it. It's growing. It is not stopping.
It's not stopping.
It's
Somebody's just passing here with
How many
a
of your
kid
friends
like it's
have died
normal.
out here? Okay, we see you got some stuff in your hands. What do you have in your hands today?
Lighter, pusher, pipe,
What kind of drugs are you consuming here on the streets?
alcohol, and crack.
And crack.
Crack,
is that
cocaine.
Is that cocaine, or is it, when you say crack? Are people taking a lot of fentanyl here as well?
Very much. I've lost about 20 friends to fentanyl within the last half a year.
And did those friends know that they were taking fentanyl, or was it just laced with the crack?
Yep, laced.
And did that scare you right now?
It did. I actually had left for about a month, and I went home to my mom for a little while.
So you see, these people, is not that they don't have places to go. This is where all the drug addicts meet, because the government buys them drugs, makes sure they have food and what. So you incentivize people to come take drugs. And you see, it's California, weather is good, it's like tropical, whatever. So they can't really do that in like very cold cities, like where there's dilapidating winter and things like that. So you will find them, but generally speaking, the reason this stays on forever is because the weather is also good and the government is apathetic and they are funding this lifestyle.
Because it was just too much for me.
And what brought you back here to Skid Row?
Drugs.
How do you guys make your money out here on the streets?
Today the stream has gone 2.5 hours. Let's go till we finish.
I clean, I clean garbage, trash, and I sell dope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I clean and I sell the drugs. He is one of the drug dealers on the street.
Does
he have like a DVD player? This is just, I'm sure, some maybe radio. I don't know. You said it as radio.
Supplement.
And when you sell those drugs to the people, do you feel some sort of responsibility if anything wrong happens?
Of course not.
Well, yeah, but I'm pretty confident in the product that
They give me good products so I don't kill people. So just make sure if I really fuck their lives totally, but they will not die. So the product is clean. We get some really good product. The product is so clean that everyone gets so high. If we good, and tomorrow do it again and ruin our lives and everything.
do sell because the people who I get it from is very conscientious of their product.
Yeah, they're very conscientious of the product. They make sure the product is really good content, really good product, high quality product.
Because of their clientele. So yeah.
Okay, so you have a lot of confidence in what you sell. You
look like the dog looks healthy. See this dog.
Definitely. I stick to the same
dog
thing that been working with me for years.
Do you ever have any plans to stop selling, to stop living here on Skid Row?
As of right now, no.
Where are you living? Where you are selling dope? You have money every day. You use it. You can eat. There is free food. Government is paying you to be here. Why should he leave? When did I want to work? Take responsibility for anything? Why would he leave?
No, honestly, no. I guess I'm here until they run us out.
A lot of the people here on Skid Row think they are just taking dope or any other substance. However, with the rapid increase of fentanyl, many times it gets laced into these other harmful substances. And fentanyl is so strong, just a sprinkle of it can kill you. I beg you.
You see, this is the tip of a pencil. So just that bit.
Watching this video, please stay away from fentanyl.
Yeah, so this is it like a quarter? Is this what you call a quarter Americans? So this one, so that's the size that can take you out.
It's the Black Plague. It is so deadly and is killing so many people. Please stay away.
This guy is clearly, he's passed out right now. How do we know that he is still alive and that he doesn't need Narcan right now?
He's breathing. You see his chest rising? And it's going up and down, and his color's good.
Hey, this is someone's grandfather. Like he's totally, he's totally, life is over, man. He's just waiting to die.
Now, if he's blue, he's not responsive, his color's gone, he'd be like a blue, gray, purple color, then you know he's overdosing.
Okay.
So the most important thing is to hit him with Narcan. Doesn't matter how much Narcan you give him. You know, if you got 3 in here, give him all 3 and rescue breaths.
Okay, so what's in here? What's inside this bag?
Okay, so
this Narcan you inject into their nose and it brings them back to life.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
While I was
Danny, this guy, oh wow. So these guys, what do? Like they have this government issued drugs that they use to resuscitate them and whatnot. So they're just driving around with these to resuscitate people and give them more drugs. So we give you drugs, you black out, then we give you others to resuscitate you, then cycle, the money is just flowing. Wow.
Talking to the guy about Narcan, my friend Tommy was also talking to another guy in the cart about some other things, and I think you guys are all going to find this very strange what he received from the people on the cart.
We were talking to the people over there in the van, and they're giving out free stuff. They're giving out the Narcan to save people, and they're also giving out needles.
Oh,
what's their, like,
that's the thing I was telling you. Like, this is what like I've never actually seen the. Oh wow! Like,
what's the idea of giving out needles and the rubber bands?
This is so they could do the drugs like without worrying about disease, so everyone gets a clean needle.
That's like, how many needles inside there? There's
27, 10 of them.
There's 10 needles inside of this bag right here.
You get everything, the whole kit. You get the rubber band, you get the alcohol, you get the cotton swabs. But then this is what you actually put it in here and heat this up, and then they give you filtered water.
So they are literally giving they are literally giving the people here on the street what they need to keep doing drugs.
And it's funny because if you notice, like in your hand you have the Narcan one, right? So they're giving you the drugs, the stuff to do the drugs, right? This, glass pipes, and then they're giving you the stuff to save your life, so you don't die, and then they give it to you every day. And
exactly what I said. It's not even difficult to see. That's why it's what he said is similar. It's not so these guys, they have drugs, they black out, resuscitated, blackout, resuscitated, like that. So
look, I'm not even homeless. I just went up to the guy and said, hey, can I get a Narcan bag and can I get a drug bag? And the guy said, yeah. No questions asked, no, hey, don't do this, or can we get you some help? No, they're just offering you the drug bags to do the drugs. They're not offering you any kind of help or assistance or any kind of detoxing. They're just giving you the materials.
They're giving you the drugs
to do the drugs.
They're giving you the stuff you need to do the drug, and they're giving you the stuff that you need to revive your life after you do the drugs.
Think about how much money this costs for these packs to be given out daily to so many people.
That is where I was telling you the money. The person who's supplying this, so I'm sure it's a company now that, of course, these things are made. So there's an organization on the ground, there's a company producer. So they've already created the supply and demand chain. So what is the motivation to stop? I mean, the drug users can die off. More will come because there's free stuff, and they just continue and continue. So it's not going to stop. It's
that
not
money
going
could be going to other programs to help them. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, here, kill yourself, save yourself, kill yourself, save yourself. It's a cycle, and it's not fair to them.
And before I left Skid Row, I had to see what it looks like inside of one of these tents.
How long did it take for you to make your shelter here?
About a day, maybe. About a day. Yeah.
And can I go inside, check it out?
Yeah, go ahead, check it out. Go ahead. I mean, you know, ain't nothing else you can steal because I ain't got no money.
He set up a closet inside of here. His air mattress right here. It's built up on a platform.
Hey, air mattress on the streets, hey.
And he's got water set up. It ain't much. However, it is completely free to set up.
No, if I remember, when I was very young, like when you're just like 10, 9, you know, we used to go like little bushes and we'd create like little shelters, you know, just to feel like adventure. You know, you'd take your food and you'd go to that caboose into your little home. This is what it reminds me of. Now, this is how a grown man like this lives, like who is in a country where he could simply walk from there, just maybe walk a few, they call it blocks down the line, get a job, slowly, in a few months, they'd probably be able to just live a normal life. But this is easy. Government is funding it. And if you're a drug user, man.
A tent here in LA versus paying $3 to $4 grand for an apartment. It really ain't that bad inside there.
No, I mean, I try to keep it cool. You know, like I said, you know, wherever you live, you know, if you make it your home, hey, got to keep it clean, you know.
Inside your tent right here, do you get rats that come in?
Yeah, they come in, but then they go out. Soon as I, you know, because I put this on the floor.
Also, that's some kind of, wow, some kind of poison. Oh, my goodness.